Hello, it's David the Dead. Welcome to my channel. On this video, I thought I would just do a quick a short little video in my collection room. I've moved some furniture out recently, so it's a little bare. As you can see, there's a lot of space on the floor now. I've been moving stuff out of the Kallax as well, so I've got some little cubicles that I'm gonna hopefully try and fill with figures. You'll see that there's just some temporary placeholders in here. It's not completely tidy. I've moved my Cantina aliens into a little cardboard box until we're ready for the Haslab. This is the old cardboard Cantina, and you can see there's some various figures in there. Yeah, I mean, part of the reason for this video is the Haslab Cantina then. We're fast approaching its release, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't really know where I'm going to put it. So this is partly why I'm sharing this. This is as much of my collection as I've got on display at the moment. You'll have to excuse things falling over and some random boxes full of crap, and there'll be a bit of glare off various surfaces and whatnot. But yeah, anyway. Let's just talk you through the room then. So I've got 3 Billy bookcases from IKEA in here. The depth, most people that have got these Billies will know that they're great. I mean, they're tall. You can adjust the shelves. You can fit, I would say, comfortably probably 5 rows of figures. If you're having them sort of uniform, you could sort of go 5 rows deep. And if you're having like an imperial setup, you could probably go 12, 14, like columns, I guess, but I don't have them set up like that. I used to. It works for the Empire, but not everything else. Anyway, 3 Billy bookcases. I've got 2 Detolfs, which pretty much house my original Kenner figures. Not all the vehicles anyway, because they wouldn't fit, but generally one of each of the 96 plus the odd sort of extra in there. Above that, we've got just some various ships and more diorama pieces. And then, yeah, this is the big 5x5 Kallax. This is all IKEA stuff. Like, it's all the cheap furniture, but it's really good for this sort of collection. Now, the good thing about this is it's a lot deeper. So things like the Jabba's throne room, that fits comfortably. Again, I mean, there's going to be figures wherever you look. There'll be figures that have fallen over right now. I'm not too fussed about having everything upright at the moment. I'm just sort of trying to get things in a position for when the Haslab Cantina comes. I can do something with it. So this Kallax has had these two dividers taken out. It's not really built that way. I've kind of had to sort of trim off the sort of dowling rods, I guess, that keep the thing up. And I was thinking about doing that sort of all the way down, maybe have that Geonosis playset in the middle there, sort of maybe that could go on the next sort of set down. And then I don't think I'll do it for the Cantina, because again, the Cantina, although it would benefit from something that's wide, it is a lot deeper when you have the whole thing set up. And I do want to have the whole thing set up. I've ordered the full Cantina, so I want to be able to display it in its glory. And I think the only way I can do that is by having it probably set down so you can look onto it. So this is just a little round table. It's probably not much bigger than a meter. I mean, anyone that's got the Legacy Falcon knows how big that is. So that table isn't much. Well, it's pretty much as big as the Falcon. I've had that on it. I've had the Ghost on it, which is currently above an old sort of cabinet that we got from Free Cycle. Hello. So this did have my cardboard Cantina on the top shelf. I've moved it out just temporarily. It was going to be sort of Tatooine all the way down, but yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it long term. Again, it's nice and deep, so again, it's almost the width of the Ghost. It does stick out a little bit there. Fits the Rebel Transport, which is somewhere I've not been able to sort of display until just recently. But yeah, there's some sort of random retro figures on one shelf, and a couple dedicated to Tatooine. Other than that, it's really just storage. I've got some storage boxes that have got some figures that I need to sort of move on eBay and whatnot, and some Sabutio for you UK viewers, or European probably I should say. Yeah, and then the rest of the wall space is dedicated to what it's not really the original 96 now, but it's generally my original trilogy carded collection. I've tried to go up to where the picture rail line is, but I think with the amount of original trilogy figures that are still coming, like with the Cantina and so forth, I might have to go up, and I might have to squidge them in a little bit more. So there is room for quite a bit more if we do go up, because I don't really want to get rid of them. I'm not collecting everything carded anymore, but certainly the original trilogy I do like to have. I do like to have a carded version. There's still a few figures missing, like I don't have an R5D4 up here, or the original Ponda Baba, the Cloud Car Pilot, the AT-AT Commander, Prune Face, and there's a couple of others from Return of the Jedi. If you can spot which ones are missing, then feel free to leave a comment below. Yeah, so the great thing about those billies, I say the shelves are, you can move them up and down. I find it quite useful for when I'm curating different scenes, but even things like this Attack of the Clones Geonosis set, it does hang over the edge. It's not an ideal position, and you can really only fit that set, which is why I'm thinking something a bit deeper like the Kallax moving forward. But yeah, for the Cantina, let's say, look, I've got all this space here now. Like I'm walking around the room quite freely. This is the table where myself and Ryan Speaks Geek will do our 375 Alive from, but I think there's probably room for a central sort of, I don't know, shelving unit. I think I'd like to have maybe the Falcon and the Ghost sort of stacked one above the other, maybe glass sort of shelving, similar to what you see in Only One Kenobi's videos, where he's got those sort of TV stands sort of back to back and all around the room. But I want something that's going to be I don't know, almost wobble free. And I don't know if you can hear in the background of this video, there's a lot of creaky floorboards. So if I put a Cantina down in the middle, I think I'm probably going to have to fix the figures down a bit more than just hoping, that they defy, wobble effect. But yeah, let me know what you're going to do with your Cantina. If you've got one on the way, if you haven't got one on the way, what was the reason? Was it budget, or was it generally space? Because clearly, I mean, this is a fairly generous sized room, especially, just literally housing what is pretty much just a Star Wars collection now. I had some other bits and pieces in here, like football programs and other little sort of toy collections along the way, but it really is now just Star Wars. I'm trying to give you as much of this room now as possible, because I guess you guys probably are used to seeing these videos from just sort of one angle only. I generally cut out this sort of view because I had I had a desk here and I had a sofa here. The reason for moving the desk out, I used to work from home, and while that had its benefits, these are going to be first world problems now, so apologies. So, I'm very privileged to have been able to work from home, but working from home in your collection room, I don't know, it's a double-edged sword, because while you're surrounded by the things that you love, you're doing, well, for me, it was a highly stressful environment. And when I finished my shift at the end of the day, I didn't really want to spend much time up here. So the collection was sort of, it was a little unloved, shall we say. But now I'm not working from home anymore, at the moment anyway. And yeah, so I can enjoy this for what it is. This is my happy place. And I expect, for many of you watching, you've probably got something similar to it. Rambling a bit, so the desk has come out. That has moved out to the shed. My partner has commandeered that, and the sofa, as she's sort of renovating the shed. I would like to be able to display some of these bigger ships as well, similar to you've got the Falcon and the Ghost. I want to be able to sort of show those off a bit better. So I don't know. I mean, it's nice just filming in here. It's nice to be able to actually just walk around, give you a whole 360 view without actually fear of touching anything or things falling over. As you can see, like this whole section, this can hold so many figures, and yet it is a mess. I think I'll probably keep the 5 bottom cubicles for just random storage. yeah, we've got figures in here that haven't made their way to the shelving unit. So that's just some DC deflector cases. Oh, and an Optimus Prime. The books I might move to another room as well. Again, if I've got space to move them, then I will. It's largely Star Wars. You can maybe see the odd Easter egg that isn't. And yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of just rambling now. But yeah, let me know what you're doing with your Haslab Cantina if you're getting one. If you're not, would love to know if space is one of the reasons why you're not. If you are getting it, what are you doing with it? Are you going to display it sort of with just one half, or sort of modular, sort of along the length of a shelf? Again, going back to Only One Kenobi's video, I think that's what he's doing, is going to have it sort of run all the way along the length of one of his shelves. I'd like to be able to display it, like I say, so you can sort of look down on it and see the full cantina in all its glory. That's what I would like to do. But let me know what sort of shelving you think might house that sort of thing, because it's going to take up it's a big surface area. It's bigger than, it's going to be a lot bigger than what the Falcon and the Ghost, currently take up. Can't show you the barge because I didn't get one. Time for that to get a re-release, or at least a release for us outside of the US. Am I wrong? Right, well, okay, anyway, that's me, Dave the Dead, just showing you how the room currently looks. You can see there's a lot of daylight coming in. I don't normally have this window exposing the collection like this, so the blinds will be getting closed as soon as I finish, because yes, I am aware of discoloring and all the rest of it, especially with this Falcon being fairly central. I mean, you can already see it's fairly discolored already, but it's also well over 15 years old. Anyway, I'm Dave the Dead. I will see you on the next one. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.